If you are eating less than 1,200 calories a day, completely avoiding dairy, and that stubborn lower belly fat still refuses to move, your hormones are actively working against you. You have been trapped in the toxic anti-fat propaganda of the last decade, and it is quietly driving your body into deep insulin resistance. Tonight, I am going to show you how a single strategic spoonful of a specific cheese can stimulate the exact same metabolic pathways as modern high-end weight loss injections, entirely naturally, no prescription, no side effects, just real food, used with precision and intention. Look inside your refrigerator tomorrow morning. If you are immediately looking past the cheese drawer because you believe it is ruining your health, you are making a catastrophic mistake with your metabolic speed. For years, women of all ages have been deeply conditioned to believe a massive lie. Whether you are a young woman fighting the weight gain of PCOS or moving through the hormonal shifts of your late 30s and 40s, the moment someone says insulin resistance, you panic. You strip your diet of every real fat you can find, believing starvation is the only way out. But here is what no one tells you. When you enter that state of chronic cellular famine, your liver does not respond by burning fat. It responds by trapping it, permanently, right there in the lower belly. Your body reads the absence of real food as a survival threat, and it holds on tighter than ever. Let me give you biochemistry clarity right now. Real cheese, when it is the exact right kind eaten in a precise sequence, does not spike your blood sugar. Certain cheeses actively slow down sugar absorption from the rest of your meal, protect the delicate insulin-producing beta cells in your pancreas, and directly address the hormonal chaos that locks fat onto a woman's body year after year. Before we get into the 5, drop your age in the comments right now and tell me which cheese is sitting in your kitchen or whether you stopped eating it completely out of fear. There is a critical biochemical reality about cheese that almost no mainstream health channel explains correctly. On paper, real cheese has a glycemic index of essentially 0, but roughly 30 to 60% of its high-quality protein is slowly converted to glucose by your liver through a process called gluconeogenesis, 3 to 4 hours after you eat. Not at 1 hour, 3 to 4. Think of it this way. Eating white bread or drinking a fruit smoothie is like throwing pure gasoline onto an open fire. The flame jumps instantly, peaks dangerously, then crashes hard, leaving you exhausted, moody, and craving sugar within the hour. A proper serving of real cheese behaves like a small glowing ember inside a heavy cast iron stove. No spike, no crash. Steady, clean energy radiating for hours. 1 to 2 thin slices of a firm cheese or 2 to 4 tablespoons of a soft cheese is the precise clinical sweet spot. At this exact dosage, the fat and protein stimulate the release of GLP-1, the exact same satiety and metabolic hormone that modern blockbuster weight loss medications try to replicate synthetically. The right portion of the right cheese actively protects your metabolism from the carbohydrates in the rest of your meal. Number 5 is fresh, authentic mozzarella. In 100 grams, you get 18 grams of pure bioavailable protein, virtually 0 carbohydrates, and live bacterial cultures that act as active probiotics inside your gut. Your gut microbiome directly controls your systemic insulin sensitivity. These cultures produce a compound called butyrate that travels directly to the beta cells in your pancreas, shielding them from oxidative stress and supporting clean insulin production. A healthy gut microbiome also reduces the low-grade chronic inflammation that drives women to retain fat around the lower abdomen. When shopping, avoid the rubbery processed string cheese sticks in individual plastic wrapping. Those are nutritionally dead, stripped of every live culture and protective benefit. Buy real, fresh, whole mozzarella only. Number 4 is cottage cheese. Gram for gram, it is one of the most macro-dense lean protein sources available anywhere. 100 grams delivers 12 grams of dense protein for under 100 calories. The vast majority of this protein is casein, which forms a stable matrix in your stomach and triggers the release of satiety hormones that shut down hunger signals for 3 to 4 hours. The real metabolic damage for most women does not happen at breakfast or lunch. It happens at 3 in the afternoon when energy crashes, cortisol spikes, and you mindlessly reach into the pantry for something sweet. Cottage cheese at breakfast completely locks that door. One critical warning: containers with prepackaged fruit toppings contain up to 20 grams of refined sugar per serving. Always buy it plain. Number 3 is authentic feta. Real Greek feta is made from at least 70% sheep's milk, which contains high concentrations of a unique fatty acid called conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA. CLA has consistently demonstrated the ability to improve insulin sensitivity and, most critically for women over 30, specifically target the reduction of visceral fat. Visceral fat is the hard, toxic fat that wraps tightly around your liver, pancreas, and ovaries, forcing your body into a permanent state of insulin resistance. CLA helps break that down so your organs can process glucose cleanly again. Most cheap feta in plastic tubs is American style, made entirely from cow's milk with none of the therapeutic CLA profile. Look for the words "made from sheep's milk" on the label. If those words are not there, put it back. Number 2 is ricotta. Standard cheeses come from pressing milk curds. Ricotta is made from the liquid whey left behind, making its primary protein pure whey protein, the same premium compound in expensive sports nutrition products. Whey is exceptionally rich in the amino acid leucine, which triggers an immediate release of GLP-1 in your small intestine, slowing stomach emptying and blunting the glucose spike from everything else on your plate. A landmark study found that consuming whey protein before a carbohydrate-heavy meal reduced post-meal glucose spikes by 28%. A half cup of ricotta gives you 11 grams of clean protein with a gentle fat footprint. Mix it with fresh chives and a drizzle of olive oil for a powerful savory dip your metabolism will thank you for. And now, number 1. The cheese most women treat as nothing more than a minor flavor garnish, completely blind to the extraordinary clinical power locked within it. Authentic aged Parmesan, specifically Parmigiano Reggiano, aged for a minimum of 18 to 24 months. In just 30 grams, you get 8 grams of structurally dense protein and absolute zero carbohydrates. Because the intensive long aging process consumes virtually all residual lactose, even women with significant dairy sensitivities can digest it flawlessly. But the real reason it claims the crown is its extraordinary concentration of vitamin K2. Modern research shows K2 directly regulates a hormone that enhances beta cell proliferation in your pancreas and significantly amplifies insulin secretion. For women specifically, K2 also acts as a precise traffic director for calcium, pulling it away from your artery walls and safely locking it into your bones where it belongs. Use it as your finishing tool over eggs or roasted broccoli. Massive flavor, zero glycemic cost, maximum cellular protection. Before you go to the store, avoid 3 deadly traps. First, processed American plastic cheese slices are not real cheese. They are manufactured dairy emulsions loaded with hydrogenated oils and hidden cornstarches with zero metabolic value. Second, pre-shredded cheese in bags is coated in potato starch to prevent clumping, adding hidden carbohydrates to every handful. Buy whole blocks and grate yourself. Third, standard commercial cream cheese has almost no structural protein and does not trigger the satiety pathways that make these 5 cheeses therapeutic. The rule is simple and beautiful. If the ingredient list contains anything beyond milk, salt, a traditional culture, and natural enzymes, put it straight back on the shelf. Here is your exact action plan for this week. Buy 2 things: a tub of plain ricotta and a wedge of aged Parmigiano Reggiano. At every dinner, eat your proteins, your healthy fats, and your non-starchy vegetables first. Save any complex carbohydrates for the very last bites. That one simple shift will flatten your post-meal glucose curve in ways that will genuinely surprise you. Keep portions tight. And the next time you test your blood sugar after a meal containing cheese, test at 60 minutes and again at 3 hours. Let the data tell the true story of your metabolism. Share this video with a woman in your life who has been starving herself of real food out of fear. Take beautiful care of your cells, honor your hormones, and hit that subscribe button before you go. I will see you in the very next video.